when Tommy died, his post-mortem report, which was a pathology report, very extensive, actually found no HIV in Tommy. And about a year before that, we actually did all the AIDS-defining diseases that you would have if HIV progressed into AIDS, all negative results. So, 1996, I sat down and asked him too. Remember, I was just a regular person that also read the media. I was there when it happened. He got kicked out of boxing. He was a 26-year-old kid, just turned 27. Even though he looked
For a
older, that's
heavyweight
all
as
he
well,
was.
it's a baby, isn't it? Really,
Right.
that's
Just a
literally prime of career.
Correct. Yeah. Just a baby, 26 years old, just turned 27, 3, 4 weeks before, had just signed a multi-million dollar contract with Don King to fight Mike Tyson as well as part of the package. And then he gets kicked out. So, how did it happen? I asked him what you're asking me. How did that happen? And he said, well, I was told that I had this virus. And so they canceled my fight and they told me to get out of Vegas.
This is crazy. Listen to this.
Right.
So, in 2011, I believe, have I got my timelines right so far? By the way,
You have,
about right.
yes.
Okay. So in
Yeah,
2011, Tommy went to surgery for an insect bite.
yeah.
That what happens next though will absolutely blow your mind. So, Trisha, tell us about what happened after this.
Right. Well, first of all, he was thrown into jail under what was a bogus felony fugitive warrant of arrest. And again, that's something else that I investigated after he died. It turned out to be an $80 unpaid fine. But when he came out of jail, he came out with a tick bite or an insect bite to the side of his chest.
Okay.
And the
Where about
physician
roughly? Kind of here
uh,
or the front
on
or?
on the right side,
Okay.
by the armpit area, chest
Right.
part there. And I took him to a physician. He had it drained, and the physician gave a letter, gave him a tetanus shot, and then said that he needed surgery on there because it was obviously infecting his pec and minor and major pec muscles on the side of his chest. So in December of 2011, he was scheduled for surgery in Tennessee with a surgeon who said it was going to be a 1 hour surgery. So he drove to the hospital. I was sitting next to him in the car. We parked in the 2 hour parking and we came out 8 days later. It was not a 1 hour surgery. And
Oh
then when
boy.
we came out, we drove home. I drove home. Tommy was totally a different person
Right.
and got home. And the next morning, the home health nurse came
Yeah.
and she wanted to change a bandage on the side of his chest. It was like a four-piece, 4x4, it's called. And as she pulled the old one off, I said, no, there's something in his chest. And she said,
Okay.
no, this is all the documentation I've got. And so I said, no, there's a little piece of thread hanging out of his chest. And he was sitting on the stool in the kitchen, no anesthetic, no nothing, thinking that it was just going to be a 4x4 replacement. And the nurse started to pull very slowly, and out came 12 foot of surgical gauze out of his chest that had been tightly packed into his chest. And it was that, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it was that wide and 12 foot in length
12
and
foot?
12 foot, tightly packed.
God.
And it had been left in there a week and it was rotting in his chest.
Oh,
And
it's
again, the
getting.
media have not mentioned one word about this, but that was very much the beginning of his downfall. That night, his right leg gave way and his head went straight through a wall and he fell on the side of his neck. And that was the
What do you mean his
beginning,
head went through a wall?
straight through, straight through a wall.
As in
then
straight through the plasterboard, straight through.
straight through the plasterboard, the sheetrock as they call it, yeah,
Yeah,
straight through. And that had to be fixed in the end, right? The wall,
yeah.
and he landed on his neck, and we didn't know at the time that he landed on his neck. It paralyzed half his voice box, and for the next
Whoa.
21 months, he went in and out of septic shock, and it was horrific. Yeah.